The job listing said, Night Librarian, private collection, no contact with the household required. I needed the money. I took it. The Ashworth estate sat at the end of a lane that didn't appear on maps made after 1940. The library was on the second floor, floor-to-ceiling shelves, a reading lamp that smelled faintly of something older than electricity, and a catalog that hadn't been touched in 30 years. My instructions were simple: sort, repair, and record. 1 wing per week. Leave by 5 in the morning. The first note appeared on my third night. It was in the margin of a French novel from 1887, written in a hand that was careful and unhurried. Not printed, written, as if someone had taken time over each word. It said, "You shelved this one incorrectly. It belongs with the letters, not the literature. It was written before it was fiction." I read it twice. Then I turned the page, found a blank margin, and wrote back, "How do you know which came first?" I left the book on the table and went home. The next night, it had been returned to the shelf. In the margin, beside my note, "Because I was there when both were written." That was when I should have left. I didn't. We wrote to each other for 6 weeks through the margins of books neither of us could bear to put down. He had opinions about everything: translation errors in Dumas, the specific sadness of libraries that have outlived their collectors, the way silence in an old building sounds different from silence anywhere else. He never signed his notes. Neither did I. On the 43rd night, I arrived to find the lamp already lit. He was standing at the far end of the room with his back to me, one hand resting on the spine of a book, as if steadying himself. I had imagined someone older. I had been wrong. He didn't turn. He said very quietly, "I owe you an apology. I've been reading your responses for weeks, and I find I have become entirely too interested in what you think." I said, "I've been reading yours." He turned then. The thing about a person who has been alone for a long time is that they look at you differently, not hungry, careful, as though you might disappear if they move too quickly. He said, "You were supposed to leave by 5. I looked at the window. The sky had gone pale at the edges. I said, "I got distracted." He almost smiled. He said, "The Flaubert in the East Alcove, your note in the margin about the letter Madame Bovary never sends, I've been thinking about it since Tuesday." I said, "And?" He said, "I think you understand longing better than most people who claim to." Neither of us moved. Outside, the birds had started.